welcome to my channel, Study Abroad Compass with C. So, have you been thinking about studying abroad but not sure where to go? Or maybe you're comparing the UK with the US, Canada, or Australia? Or are you even wondering which one really gives you the best value for your money and your time? Well, they're all valid reasons. Well, today I'll show you exactly why the UK might just be your smartest choice and why even dads with oil companies will send their kids to the UK. Hi, I'm C, and welcome to the Study Abroad Compass. I'm a certified British Council advisor, and I've helped over 150 students successfully begin their study journeys in the UK. On this channel, I'll guide you step by step from applications and visas to settling into your new life. So, if studying in the UK is your dream, hit the subscribe button and join the Compass crew. Alright, let's dive right into it. Why UK? Why not the US? Why not Canada? And why not Australia? Well, the first thing I like to discuss with my students, the first reason to choose UK I like to talk to my students about is the shorter study duration. And I always like to say that a shorter study duration equates less cost and faster results. Yes, in the US and Canada, let's take a master's degree for example. A master's degree in these countries usually take 2 years, but in the UK, you can finish in just 1 year without compromising on quality. Yes. So that's 1 year less of tuition, 1 year less of living expenses, and 1 year earlier to start working or even return to your career. And let's be honest, unless your dad actually owns an oil company, saving a year of cost is actually a big deal. It is a big deal. And even the smart dads with oil companies, guess what? They still send their kids to the UK because they know it's worth it. So another thing I like to talk about is the globally respected certificates, globally respected education. So, as we all know, it's no doubt that the UK is home to some of the world's top universities. Talk about Oxford, talk about Cambridge, talk about Imperial, and a lot more. Talk about even these upcoming universities. Talk about Chester, talk about Wrexham, Coventry, Liverpool, a lot of universities. And beyond rankings, UK universities are practical and career focused. So I had a discussion with one of my students one time who had their BSc in the US, but now they are planning to have their masters. They were planning to have their masters in the UK at that time. So during our conversations, I found out that US is more like general knowledge focused in their studies. Unlike in the UK, where the studies they eat more on what you're actually studying. You learn more about what you are studying, not a lot of general knowledge and what have you. And another thing is the certificates that I get from the UK is globally respected. Employers instantly recognize a UK degree as a mark of quality. When you get to a place where you're vying for a job, and the moment they see that you just completed your study in the UK, it kind of just shoots you up for their list. So the kind of things that makes your CV stand out worldwide is yes, studying in the UK. Another thing is the work opportunities while you study and after. So in the UK, as a student, you're allowed to study. You're allowed to work at a maximum of 20 hours per week. And apart from that, thinking about the UK graduate study visa, like imagine when you're completing your study and you're allowed to work for up to 2 years after your study. And even if you're lucky enough and you just graduated for your PhD, you're allowed to work up to 3 years after studies. That's international work experience right after graduation. Is something that is not as straightforward as in the US and in other countries. Yes, I assure you of that. Another thing is scholarship and funding. So why should you study in the UK? Scholarship and funding. Yes, you heard right. Scholarship and funding. So imagine getting your offer letter, and on the offer letter you are seeing scholarship, academic scholarship of £1,000. That's even the lowest. People get as much as 1,250, 1,005, even 2,000 scholarship. Yes, £2,000 scholarship. So imagine getting your offer letter and you're getting that much of scholarship. So why not study abroad? Why not study in the UK? Studying in the UK can be expensive, but With planning, you can make it affordable. With these scholarships, they can beat it down. So another thing I like to talk about is the diversity and networking that the UK gives. Yes, we all know, it is no doubt, in your circle, in amongst the people that you know, I know that well, you have 2 or 3 people who have gone to the UK to study, who are currently planning to study in the UK. So UK is a diverse country, and there is the networking part. This is a really big one. Yes, the UK is incredibly multicultural. It's a multicultural place. So picture this: you're sitting in class next to someone from Germany, Greece, Paris. Fast forward to a few years later, that same classmate is helping you secure your dream job in their country. Man, that's not just education, that's networking on a global scale. On a global scale. So another thing, the bonus part of it is that studying in the UK is gateway to Europe. Yes, gateway to Europe. And studying in the UK puts you just a short flight or train ride away from the rest of Europe. So imagine studying during the week, then popping over to Paris or Rome on the weekend. Experiences that will broaden your perspective beyond the classroom. So there are a lot of reasons why you want to study in the UK. But I will not sugarcoat it. I will not say it is 100. I will not say it is perfect. No. Studying in the UK comes with its own pros and cons. And you want to talk about the tuition, living costs. For example, if you're living in cities like London, living cost in London can be high. But that when your offer comes with the scholarships, and the UK has a lot of smaller cities. The universities are usually located in smaller cities. So with the scholarship and smaller cities, you can balance this out. Then another thing you want to think about is probably the weather. Let's just say you get used to the rain real quick. At least anywhere you're coming from, there would have been rain. There would have been changes in weather, and you go prepared, go with perfect clothing, and before you know it, it just becomes part of you. And yes, there is a cultural adjustment. It might take time, but with so many international students, you find your community faster than in many countries. This I can assure you of. But every country has its own challenges. But in the UK, the rewards often outweigh the struggles, especially when you go there. Yes. So is the UK worth it? Absolutely. If you want a world-class degree, you want faster and more affordable path to graduation, and real work opportunities afterwards, the UK is just not an option. It's one of the best decisions you can ever make for your future. Yes, so if this video has helped you, give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who's also considering studying abroad. I want to hear from you. If you have questions about your application. I understand that a lot of schools are currently in the process of their January intake. They've currently been wrapping up September 2025 intake, and it's gradually moving into January 2026 intake. If you have questions about your application, if you've gotten to anywhere in your application that you feel like you need an eye opener, you need tips, you need how to go about it, you need strategies, drop them in the comment section. I'll be in the comments, and I will be answering all the questions. And these questions may even make up my next post. So what's the number one thing that is making you nervous about studying in the UK? Drop it in the comments, and I will answer in future videos, or I will even answer right now. So don't forget to subscribe, because I'll be breaking down applications, visas, scholarship, and tips for settling into the UK. So this is the Study Abroad Compass with T, and together we will navigate your future in the UK. Cheers.